was very excited. I was very proud of that moment, and even training with them before I got an offer, the contract offered, I was very excited to just be training with the team. Seeing all the players from all around the world, and seeing them how they trained, and then even training with Tyler Derrick and training with Colin Miller was such a great experience for me, and just learning how they manage that position in a professional club. And for me to be one of the few people from the Valley to be training with those type of quality players was was so good. It was so something very, very awesome. And when I was mentioned that I was going to be signed, I was trying to stay positive. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get signed. I'm gonna get the opportunity. And as soon as they told me, hey, are you available at this time? Because Coach Wilmer wants you to sign the contract already. I was like so excited. I just went with the person I needed to go see. He explained to me everything with the contract, and just signed the contract. And after that, I was driving home, and I was like, did I just really sign my first professional contract? I was just super excited. I didn't even tell my parents at the moment, because I was like, I'm waiting to get the confirmation, to be able to tell my parents that I signed. And as soon as I got the confirmation, I bought my mother like a T-shirt and my dad like a cap from Toros, and just gave it to them by surprise, and just told them, hey, I got signed with the Toros, and they were just happy for me. And such an awesome experience for me.
And I can imagine. And did you ever think that you would be receiving a professional contract from your local club at any point in your career?
I was, that was a goal, to try to get the opportunity to, play professional with my local team. But seeing the circumstances of, the first time, that the first years that Toros were here, Dynamo had the only things
The
that
Lions. Mhm.
exactly, to sign the players. So for me, was looking a little bit impossible, because I had to come down from Dynamo, or sign with Dynamo first, and then come down to the Valley to the
Mhm.
RGV Toros. And as soon as I saw that they were not connected no more, I was like, maybe there's a little bit more chance now. So having that liberty of maybe to go try out next time, or having the opportunity to train with them would be something more to look up to. So yeah, getting
Mhm.
signed with them was something very awesome for me, something awesome for my life. All thanks to God that He gave me that opportunity. So now that's where I'm at right now.
And just to give a little bit of context to anybody that is listening or watching this video that are not have not followed the Down in the Valley podcast for a while. So what he just mentioned right now is that RGV FC used to have a partnership, a hybrid partnership with the Houston Dynamo of MLS, where the Dynamo would control the technical aspects of the club, and that included hiring of coaches, hiring of players, anything having to do with on the field performances. The Toros only had control over the business side of things, selling the tickets, the marketing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what that meant was that the Dynamo had the final say of any signings that had to be made, and that included, for example, signing players from the academy. Obviously, they were going to give higher priority to players coming out of the Houston Dynamo Academy. That's a You would see players like Memo Rodriguez and Christian Lucatero and many other players that rose out of the Houston Dynamo academy, and not really a lot of opportunities for the RGVSC academy players. And fast forward, to last season, where the Toros announced that the partnership would be amended to provide some sort of independence. That opened the door for the Toros to control the technical aspects as well, and of course have more control over rosters, and of course the signing of uh, RGVFC Academy alumni into the first team. So you mentioned, training with Tyler Derrick and Colin Miller. But what has been your experience training with him? What has been the biggest advice he has given you since you became a member of the Toro squad?
Yeah, of course, knowing Tyler Derrick, he's a veteran goalkeeper at Dynamo, and being such a big club in the MLS as well, gave me that excitement of training along with him. And even since the first day that I got signed or even started training with alongside him, was something very, something to learn about a lot, because he showed me that, like, in no training is there a time to do less, or even be like a little bit more relaxed. He every time we go to training, he's always showing the explosiveness he has in himself, and just that trying to do his best all in every exercise drill, or every little thing we have to do in training. He shows me that he's doing his 100% for sure. So for me, training with him has really made me improve my level as well, because the way he performs in a training, with the way he performs in a game, gives me that mentality of, if I want to be like him, I have to train like him every time I'm out there training. So he's gave me a lot of great tips, a lot of good recommendations during the game and stuff like that. And he's been like a big brother for me at the goalkeeper unit there as well.
That's definitely good to hear that you have a mentor in Tyler Derrick to help guide you to the process. So that's, with that year that you came in right at the very end. I mean, you came out on the bench against Austin Bold. You didn't get a lot of opportunities, but you were part of the squad that that made history for the franchise. It was the squad that made it to the conference semifinals for the first time before falling to San Antonio FC in the semifinals. But during the offseason, because of that, what were some of the expectations for Wilmer Cabrera going into this season?
Just for as you mentioned, we did such a great run last season, reaching the second round of playoffs, which is a history for the club made. So now we knew as the players that for next season he was going to expect much more from us. So our mentality was, just keep working hard every day of the off season. Even individually, we just had to have that mindset of, you want to get there to the season, to next season. You want to get there as sharp as possible. Trying to have that individual skills of, when joining back with the team, you want to show that you're going to be part of that team, that it's going to take him even further than last season. So just that's I think that's something he implemented into us, that we want to create a family. Everyone's got to respect their efforts, and also show that you want to be part of the team.
So in this 2022 season, it was a kind of a similar situation as last year for you, in the fact that you had the Tyler Derrick getting injured and even Colin Miller getting injured as well. Now all of a sudden, going up to this match against Oakland Roots that happened on June 12th, all of a sudden now you get the notification from Wilmer that you're going up and as a starting goalkeeper for your first time. You make your professional debut on the road against a tough team like Oakland Roots. What went through your mind after Coach Cabrera told you that? And give us a kind of like a quick retelling or description on how that match went for you in your eyes.
Yeah, so when I heard the news that I was going to be starting for Oakland Roots, the first thing that he told me was like, he's like, "You're ready, right?" And I'm like, "Of course. I'm always been, waiting for this opportunity." So, he's told me, like, to be confident but not too confident. So, I was ready for that match, and trying to get prepared even like the days before that match. Getting that support from my team, and from my team members, from the coaches, from the goalkeeper coach, and everything. So yeah, when I even before starting the match at Oakland Roots in the locker, they all the players supported me, and they just told me that they were gonna have my back no matter what happened. Because they all understand that it was my first game. So going out into that field, I felt that nervousness at the first minutes, because in front of the whole crowd, in front of the, like, away, and seeing all the people from your hometown there watching you, and you, like, a lot of things go through your mind. But as soon as the match started, confidence, trying to give that confidence to your defense, to your team, getting those two early goals as well in the first half, was feeling really great about the team and about myself and about the performance I was giving. And even at the second time, Unfortunately, we got scored those two goals in the last, I don't know, 20 to 10 minutes. But even though those last minutes, I knew that I didn't want to go home with a loss in my first, game. So I was trying to
Mhm.
make all the saves as possible as I could. I know that they were like really, really attacking at those last minutes, trying to score and get that, overturn that match and that score. So at the end, I try to make some few saves, and after the game, the first person that came up to me was the goalkeeper coach Paul Rovira,
Mhm.
and he just told me he was so proud of me, and all the team members as well. They came up to me and said that I did a good match and everything. So I think it was such a good experience for me, and getting that first match in my career was something exciting for me.
And you made a I think you made a really positive first impression, not only with your teammates, the coaching staff, but I think also with a lot of fans. I know I personally, tweeted out, that I saw potential in you. I mean, you ended up making three key saves in that match. Uh, you felt I didn't feel like you were extremely nervous, right? I mean, I saw that the defense like held on Oakland as much as they could, try to kind of help you out in that aspect. But when push came to shove, when you needed to make a key saves, you were there. There wasn't any nervousness or mistakes that coming from that nervousness. So I felt like there were great things coming in your future. I was hoping to see a little bit more performances out of you. But you personally, we talked about all the positives, but what was your evaluation of your performance, your self evaluation of your performance? What did you think you needed to improve from that match going forward?
Yeah, for me, obviously knowing that it was my first match, I was trying to give as much as confidence I could to the team. So, like you mentioned, you saw some confidence in me. I think I felt the same way, just trying to be confident in that way where the coach can see and say, hey, when we need Javier Garcia back in goal, we'll be sure that he's going to have that, level of confidence that he's going to give up to the team. So yeah, I mean, after the game, I try to analyze some of the, I think the only things that I tried to, think of was the goals that were made on me. Maybe trying to, inspect all the ways that I could have avoided those goals. But I try not to overthink those situations because now we think forward and we try to,
Hmm.
bring it up to the future now. So yeah, so after that match, and all the matches I've had this past days as well, I'm trying to always have that confidence, and any type of goal situation that goes through my mind, I try to analyze it and say, where can I do better, or where can I be in a better position, or even try to you know
And so then, so you talk about moving forward, being able, going up into the next match. Your next match was against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds here at home. It would mark your home debut with the Toros. Um, how much pressure was it for you to perform for the first time in front of your family and friends and the home crowd?
I think there was not as much as pressure as I expected, because I think the most pressure came to me in the first game, which was an away game. But when it
Hmm.
came to a home match, I think I had a lot of support from my family members, and knowing that they were going to be there in the match. I just wanted to see the excitedness of my dad and my mom being there, knowing that they also went through a long process to try to help me get to where I wanted to be, and achieve this dream. So when I got there and stood in the field, I made sure that I was going to give a great performance just for them. Just trying to like tell them, all the things you invested on, all the time and money that I invested in me towards my career, it all went for something good. So being out there and seeing that they were very excited to see me play, and some of my friends as well went there, and other family members as well, was very exciting for me, very supportive. So at the end of the match, getting that clean sheet and that win as well was something very proud for me to give them that result that I wanted to.
And the fact that you were able to get back to back man of the matches, not only against the Riverhounds, but also just recently on Wednesday against El Paso Locomotive. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're the first, if not one of the few elites that have been able to do that, to be able to replicate your performances back to back against really difficult teams like Pittsburgh and El Paso Locomotive. So I really have to commend you for that, for your performance. I'm really looking forward to be able to see more of you in action for the rest of the season. At the end of the day, it's all on Wilmer Cabrera, but I feel like Wilmer Cabrera is calm with the fact that he knows that he's got a very reliable keeper uh, in in you. So congratulations on your performances, and hope to see more out of this. Uh, Now, in general, how can you describe playing under Wilmer Cabrera?
You know, knowing that Wilmer Cabrera is such a, a very professional, a coach coming from, clubs such as Houston Dynamo, playing at that MLS, division, and coming down at the USL level as well, gave me a lot of having to, adapt to his system, and showing that I can be one of his favorite players as well, because, he's such a big person in the soccer, industry. So, I have to always try to show my best at the trainings and at the games as well. Now that I know that what he expects from us, such a big person as well, and in the field and out the field as well. I'm trying to always not try not to make him mad in any circumstances as well. So, I'm just trying to be the player he wants me to be in the field, as well as, out the field and in the field as well. So, he's really given me like that motivation of, trying to be the best player I can, and, try to show my best performance I can as well.
Hello there, Tours Nation. If you guys enjoyed this segment of the Down in the Valley podcast, be sure to check out the full episode on all major podcasting platforms, as well as here on YouTube on the official Down in the Valley channel.